Hey, and welcome to Property Mastermind podcast with Hilary Saxton, episode 57. Crikey, storming through the year. Today, this week, talking about the 7 traits you do not want to have. 7 traits that unsuccessful people have, the people that aren't reaching their goals, their dreams, the people that aren't where they want to be in life, because they have taken on these traits that you do not want to have. And maybe if you do have them, we need to look at a way, or you need to look at a way that you can overcome them. So let's jump into episode 57, where you can find out what you need to change. Let's jump in. Hey, and welcome to episode 57. Like I said, the 7 traits you do not want to have, the 7 traits that will hold you back from success. Solo episode today with me, but before we get started, giving away the book, Property Millionaires Exposed, this week going to Anita Kumar. Anita called me, we had a great chat this week. Can't wait to join the Property Mastermind team. Well, join the Property Mastermind community, I suppose. But Anita, this book is on its way to you, and remember, Bob says always start at chapter 1 or page 121, where he talks about property development being the pinnacle of all property strategies. So I hope you enjoy that. Thank you. If you'd like to win a copy of that book, you email us, comment favourably, send me a text favourably, share it with someone, let me know. You go in the draw to win it. Okay, let's jump into episode 57. And what are the 7 traits? I hold up 10 fingers, but what are the 7 traits that you do not want to have? And these aren't an exhausted list, but these are a list of traits that I work through. And after working with clients for close to 15 years now, seeing many of the same things over and over, if you'd like to be successful, then you need to look at things that you are doing. And we're going to look at the things you don't want to be doing today. So unsuccessful people that aren't achieving what they want, one of the things that they do is they do not value their time. Are you one of those people? Do you value your time? Do you realize how important your time is? And if you want somebody like myself who doesn't have a lot of spare time, I've got a lot of things on the go, I'm like a busy person. So what I need to do to value my time is not waste it, not fritter it away, but I need to outsource a lot of the things I do. So I'm far better off working with my clients, working on my business, than I am cleaning. So I hire a cleaner. I'm far better off working with my clients, property developing, working on all the things that I want to do for myself, than I am doing some of the office work that I do. Like, outsource the parts of your life that you do not need to be doing. Don't do them. Get rid of them. But on the other side of that, it's value your time. Like, if you really want to get into property development, then get into property development. Spend the time you need to, educating yourself, finding a site, doing all the things that you need to do, the things that are important, the things that will get you to achieve what it is you want to achieve. And remember, this just isn't with property development. We're applying these to property development, but trust me, after all my years of coaching and the thousands of people I've coached, these go across the board and they affect all of us. So just think, how long have you been thinking about property development? Are you kicking yourself right now that you didn't start it earlier? Because if you are, if this is you, then you realize the value of time. You didn't take up that time that was potentially available to you before, and now you could be kicking yourself. We've just had a massive property boom, and you didn't get to ride that wave because you wasted that time. And if that's you, like we always say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is today. So get involved today, start thinking about what it is you need to do and start acting upon it. So don't waste time. That's number 1. Let's look at number 2. Okay, so number 2, the second trait that unsuccessful people have, the people who aren't achieving their goals, is they just don't step up to the plate. Not in every area of their life. They don't make an effort in all areas. They might be great in one, and I often call this majoring in 1 and minoring in 2, or majoring in 1 and minoring in 7. But step up, make the effort. I've got a great quote here from Stephen Covey. It says, "People seem to think that success in one area can compensate for failure in other areas, but can it really? True effectiveness requires balance." And when you think about it, when you make an effort, when you give 100% to everything you do, that's when luck turns up. Luck, coincidence, coincidence? Or is it just that you become more open to opportunities because people see your true value, people see your effort, people see that you're a person who gives 100% to everything they do and makes an effort to be successful. And then voila, you have a lot more opportunities coming your way. A lot more luck comes your way. You become a lot more open to success. So that is the second trait. Step up to the plate. I often get to talk to people who really want to be in the property development space, but they don't quite step up because, oh no, I don't want to invest in a course, or oh no, I don't have the time to look for properties, or oh, I've heard every excuse under the sun. I figure if I can get into property development and I was a single mum, well then why can't you? And I work with plenty of people these days and from all walks of life who don't fit the anything criteria. They are perfect and they are property developers. And I often always say to my clients, you can do this, you have got this, but you just have to believe that you have got this. But you need to step up, leave yourself open to opportunity, leave yourself in that space where success is yours, where people are drawn to you because you make an effort. You make an effort with life and you make an effort for success. So that's number 2. And the third one is unsuccessful people not achieving their dreams, have self-imposed limitations. Oprah Winfrey once said, you are what you are because of what you believe. And that is so true. What you believe to be true about yourself are the limits that you have applied to your life. And they are the reason you are where you are right now, because you've taken the actions which came from the thoughts that you believed to be true, caused you to act in whatever way it was that got you to where you are now. If you are not where you are, if you wish you had more success, if you know you can do more, then you need to change the limitations that you've put on yourself. You need to change the stories that you tell yourself. You need to implant, put in, give yourself a real sense of belief so you know it's true. It's saying things like, oh, I'm not very good with numbers. Well, once you believe that, then you're not very good with numbers. Oh, I can never do that. I don't have the confidence for that. All the things that you tell yourself about yourself are just limitations. You can actually learn and overcome any of them. So get rid of the self-limitations and think, how do I get better at that? How do I change that? How do I become good at numbers? How do I find the extra time? How do I? Begin each sentence with how do I? And then your brain will start looking for the answer. And then you are half on your way. So if you're struggling with limitations, like many of us do in different areas of our life, then that is something that you need to look at. That's number 3. Okay, let's look at number 4. People that are unsuccessful in property development and life, they are great at making excuses. Just really good at it. Are you good at making excuses? Are you too busy right now? You don't have enough money? You're too old? You don't have this, you don't have that. You really like to do property development, but you can't because I'll wait until I can't do it now because what are your excuses? I always do this reasons, the 2 fingers out the side, reasons. What are the reasons, the excuses that you are allowing to stop you moving forward to your level of success that you are after in property development? I use time. That's my classic. I own that all the time. And I do work really, very hard to overcome that. But then what I tend to do is take more on. Are you somebody like that? Do you do that? Or what is it that you do? Are you perhaps too young to do property development yet? And people won't take you seriously? Are you perhaps too old to do property development? People might think you're a bit too old. Are you perhaps too non-Australian? Are you perhaps, I don't know, too busy running around after your family? Do you perhaps not earn enough money? There will be so many other excuses that you are using that are absolutely perfect and valid reasons why you shouldn't do whatever it is that you want to do. But while we're talking about property development, what excuse are you using right now? And is it true? Is it true? Because I talk to my clients on a regular basis and say, if you don't do it, somebody else will. So why not you? So what is the excuse that you are allowing to stop you achieving the level of success that you want? What is that excuse that you need to get rid of? You need to change. You need to change the narrative. You need to change the story. You need to change the way you believe in the excuse that you are dining out on, because it's actually not true. Ooh, that kind of hits a little chord. Hits one for me sometimes, but it's the truth. So people who aren't achieving the level of success that they want are just very good at making excuses and believing them. Even right now you might be, no, well, that's not me. Well, trust me, if you're thinking that, it probably is you. Okay, let's look at number 5. People who are not achieving what they want, people who are not successful in property development or any other area in your life. This could be your health right now. You might be overweight and thinking, I could apply all of these to my weight issue. It could be something else, whatever it is. But they are procrastinators. Why do today what I could put off and do tomorrow? Do you find yourself procrastinating and thinking, I'll do it another day, I'll do that tomorrow, I'll do that next time? Are you one of those people that just think it's easier to put things off? And why would I do it today? The crazy thing about procrastinators is they often even say, I'm a bit of a procrastinator. That's like being an alcoholic and saying I'm an alcoholic and still drinking. Like, when you say I'm a procrastinator, it doesn't make it okay. It just makes it that you've said it out loud. So be careful you don't fall into that hole. And I have worked with plenty of people before that once they give themselves a label, like I'm a procrastinator or I'm a this or I'm a that, then they let it be. Then that's it. They just don't do anything about it because they've accepted that that's what they are. So I want you to, this is a bit of a tough one, but you've got to start remembering that we begin dying the day after we're born. See, we're only here for a short time. It's time to take the action and stop procrastinating. Stop thinking, I'll do it tomorrow. Start thinking, today is my day. So are you a procrastinator? And do you want to change that? I suppose you need to ask yourself that question, but understanding that it's number 5 out of the 7 things that stop you from being successful, from achieving what it is that you want. It is number 5. So I would be thinking that perhaps if you're a procrastinator, it's time to do something about it, time to change it. Try and just remember that every day is a gift. You need to use it wisely. Don't put it off. There is no guarantees. You owe it to yourself to make the most out of life, of every moment. This is like life is a gift. Use it wisely. That's why it's called the present. We live in the present because it's a gift. So stop procrastinating and use it wisely. Okay, number 6 is people who aren't successful, people who aren't achieving what they want, are not taking action. They're not action takers. They just don't take the actions required. You need to do something today that your future self will thank you for. I don't know if you remember back a few podcasts ago, I talked about the law of harvest. You reap what you sow. So if you sow nothing by not taking an action, then you don't grow anything. So to harvest, you must sow, you must act, you must plant. And that's the same thing with taking actions. You can't just keep thinking about it. Thinking about it will get you nowhere. You've got to do more than thinking about it. It's like stop with the coffee shop morning teas and the mucking around on social media and think to yourself, I need to act now to get me to where I want to go. Remember the old story though, have a clear vision of where you want to go and then act toward it. So thinking about it's great, you've started the thinking, just don't get caught there. You do not want to get caught in that thinking about doing something. Thinking's great because if you can imagine it, it can happen. Okay, you think it, it's a thing, it can happen. So then you have to take the actions required for you to achieve it. You have to act because it's not until you act that you get the results. The law of harvest. You sow, you act, you grow, and then you become successful in whatever it is that you want, but in property development. So if you've been thinking about it for a while, just stop thinking about it, start acting on it. I had a great conversation with a client a couple of days ago, and he said to me, I'm just really worried about the market right now. And I said to him, well, I know where he lives, so he shouldn't be worried about the market. But I said, have you been listening to the news? And he said, yes. And I said, well, don't listen to the news. It's the worst thing you can listen to. I mean, their role, and the media's role, is to sell news. So they dramatise it, they exaggerate it. Like the facts if you look at the facts, what he should have been looking at, they are nothing to do with what the media had been saying on television. But he'd been frightened and it stopped him taking action. And so instead of taking action, he was doing other things that didn't matter. So he was acting, but in areas that didn't matter at all and that weren't going to get him anywhere near his dream. And that took me back to saying to him, you will regret not doing this if you don't do it now. You will absolutely regret it. And told him of the number of phone calls that we've had, and on a regular basis. Oh, I really wish I did it then. So you have to act, and you have to make continuous actions, not just one. Just carry on going, continuous actions. Okay, the last one that I want to cover off today, number 7, is they struggle with adversity. They can't deal with adversity. And you have to think about all sunshine and no rain only makes a desert. So we've all been through something. We've all had challenges. But what we need to do is see those things as being on the way challenges, the adversities that we face in everyday life, all of us, and not in the way. And I've had this conversation with many people, with a lot of sports people when I've done team coaching and sports coaching. You have to see anything that comes up as being on the way and not in the way. Things don't need to stop you. Adversity is for everyone. It makes us stronger. There are plenty of songs about that. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But you have to realize that that's actually true, that we become stronger as people and able to deal with more the more we've had to deal with. Crikey, I've dealt with some absolutely horrific rubbish in my life, but has it made me a stronger, more confident person? Absolutely. Can I do anything now? I can do absolutely anything. I know I can. I can do property developing. I can do absolutely anything, and so can you. So if you do end up being faced with adversity, don't let that derail you. Don't let that stop you. Let that make you grow. Take that and use it as something you learn from, that you grow from. Because it's unsuccessful people, they'll give up. They give up too easily, and that's something you don't want to do. Don't be afraid to conquer your fears, to step outside of your comfort zone, to have conversations with people that you're not used to having, to go into the unknown, go into there. It might just be like a little step at a time. Maybe you step into the unknown and you come back out. Maybe you step right in and then you take another step. But it's better to take that step than take no steps at all. It's really vital that we do understand that adversity is life. I don't have one client right now who isn't facing something. Everybody I know is facing something. They're facing a sick mum, or they're looking after an elderly parent, or somebody's got COVID again, or now there's the flu going on, or they've got a child that's sick. It is just constant. Even my own son, his son is sick this week, and he's only one, and the poor little thing is crying, and it's upsetting for them. This is their first child. And so him and his partner, they're really struggling with this, because this is their first time of having to deal with not just looking after themselves and not just going off to work, but having another little human to deal with. And I sort of said to him, yeah, welcome to parenting. That's kind of what happens. And for the rest of you parents out there, you know what I'm saying. We start carrying on. You still juggle the going to work or the sick child or whatever it is that you juggle. So we're just going to add property development to that, or whichever other area of success that you want in your life right now, whether that be with a relationship, with health, with wealth, whatever. Maybe you're doing a renovation. Maybe you want to get into investing, whatever it is for you. But you just need to learn. It's just something that's popped up. It's just on the way. It doesn't need to become a block, and it doesn't need to derail you. Okay, so let's recap on those 7. I've gone through the 7 things that you do not want to be. There's the 7 that you need to, perhaps you need to work on 1 or 2 or 3 or however many that are holding you up. But have a think. If you're not where you want to be right now in property development, then have a look at these. Number 1, do you understand the value of your time? Could you outsource? Do you need to take action now, because time is money? And if you don't get in now, it just keeps going up, doesn't it? Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is, are you stepping up to the plate? Are you stepping up in every area of your life? Because remember, that opens you to opportunity. It makes you lucky. Bob and I are always lucky. Do you think we don't give 110% to everything? Absolutely we do. So where are you not stepping up? What are you not giving your all with? Where are you dining out on a bit of like casualness or can't be botheredness, whatever that is? Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, what are your self-imposed limitations? What do you tell yourself that you can't do, that you're not good at? What are you telling yourself? That needs to go, that needs to change. What narrative needs to be changed so that doesn't hold you back anymore? And what excuses? Number 4, what excuses are you making? Are you making any excuses? Do you have excuses that really need to go? Is it time that you got rid of the excuses, the reasons that you're allowing to stop you from being successful? And number 5, where are you procrastinating in your life? Is there some procrastination that just needs to go? Well, all of it needs to go, really. And remember, just owning it, just owning that you're a procrastinator, wearing that badge, I'm a procrastinator, doesn't make it okay. And number 6, are you taking action? And if you're not, where are you not taking action in your life? Where do you need to take action? Where? Let's get real. Let's ask ourselves this question. And lastly, don't let adversity derail you. It's not in the way, it's on the way. It's on the way. Yes, it's not in the way, it's on the way. So don't let adversity slow you down. You got this. Life is not a dress rehearsal. We're doing this live. You're going to wake up 10 years from now. So the idea is to wake up 10 years from now where you want to be, not just wake up 10 years from now where you ended up. Now that's gold, isn't it? Plan where you want to be in 10 years and make sure none of those 7 traits are holding you back. In the meantime, if you are interested in property development, check out our website, propertymastermind.com.au. A reminder, we have something pretty exciting coming up, a new program. You might be interested, so keep an eye out for that. And if you'd like to invest in a current opportunity that we have going, please email me, admin@propertymastermind.com.au. So we're offering a return on your investment. It's a great deal. If you'd like to know about it, just reach out down the bottom and I can let you know. But between now and next week, you go, eliminate some of those traits, and I'll look forward to getting some comments, some great feedback. I hope you enjoyed this solo episode. Next week, back with Bob. Catch you next time. Bye.